How did Katy Perry, who is seen as the biggest flop of the year, manage to sell out several dates of her tour in minutes? Well, Katy Perry reflects this very common phenomenon nowadays when we talk about older artists in the music industry. And I'm talking about the difference between the perception social media has of what an artist represents versus what the artist culturally represents. Katy Perry was the biggest flop of the year, both according to critics and online comments. Her recent album has been described by critics as the worst female album of all time. And the public reacted in the same way to this controversy, embracing that narrative and saying the same thing, that the record is bad and that Katy Perry is terrible. Then she announces the Lifetime Tour, the tour for this so-called failed album, and suddenly, multiple dates around the world start selling out in minutes. So the question remains, how can someone who gets destroyed on social media, who is hated, and who has a massively unsuccessful album, still manage to sell out tour dates so easily in many places around the globe? Especially in places where her album wasn't even that relevant. The answer is very simple. What Katy Perry represents culturally as an artist, and especially as a live performer, makes all the difference. Her shows are more than just huge visual spectacles. They are part of a culture that is becoming rarer every day, as fewer artists put on elaborate productions. She is one of the few who still deliver that kind of experience. That makes her much more relevant than simply having a successful album. The peak of her career gave us unforgettable hits that never age. Because she achieved what we call evergreen music, songs that are always there, always being revisited and loved by the public, people will keep engaging with them endlessly. Another proof that social media is not a reliable metric is when you see artists who get tons of comments online but can't sell out an arena tour or even a theater tour. On top of that, touring represents a real, physical kind of engagement. It's a direct financial and physical commitment the fan makes to the artist. Unlike digital album consumption, where the fan just has to play the music on a platform and the artist only gets paid based on how much it's streamed, live shows require an actual investment. So, in the end, touring is what really shows how much an artist can mobilize people to come see them. The ability to create such an emotional connection that you can fill arenas proves exactly how relevant the artist still is. And most importantly, it proves Katy Perry's generational impact, not just with today's fans, but also with the longtime fans who continue to support her and attend every show she performs.